I wanted to do this conversation because, not as a favor to her, but because I just think she's great.
Come away with Annie to Kauai.
Life is short. Buy the beach house. Live the dream.
Hi, my name's Tracey. I am a property owner on the beautiful garden island of Kauai. Annie Ellison was our realtor when we purchased our property in Princeville on the North Shore of Kauai. I just have been so grateful for the assistance that she's given us and for providing us with the opportunity to own a home on such a beautiful island. We have been owning and operating short-term rental homes since 2011. We have always wanted to have a vacation home somewhere in Hawaii. And we chose Kauai because it is so beautiful, probably from our perspective, the most beautiful island. And then also because they had very intelligently crafted short-term rental rules ahead of the trend. And so we knew that we could rely upon their legal framework when making our purchases. I think it's always a good time to invest in real estate, personally, because I've never made any money doing anything else. So if I didn't invest in real estate, I would never be able to retire. Obviously, there are better times to invest in real estate. Maybe you just get a better deal at this time because the market's a little bit slower. The best of Kauai is without question on the North Shore. And it's funny because Annie told us that when we went there. And we initially didn't believe her because I'm obsessed with the sun. And so I thought that I was going to be most interested in the south. She kept saying to us, you wait till you get to the North Shore. And she was absolutely right. We drove into Princeville, saw the mountains, and it was just no question. But I'm obsessed with mountains. I can't even exist anywhere that's flat. Those North Shore mountains were unbelievable. I guess I should mention that I've also done the helicopter tour, and that was unbelievable. I would recommend doing that, obviously, on a sunny day. Honestly, we go to Kauai 3, 4, 5 times a year, and we have never had bad weather yet. So, you'll get a little bit of rain, but it's not, it's just never interferes with our ability to enjoy ourselves. I'm always at the beach. We're always sun tanning. We're always paddleboarding, surfing, hiking, riding our bikes, running, all of that. And the weather is just fantastic. We love Barracuda. That's one of our favorite places to go there. And more recently, we've really enjoyed the 2 restaurants at the new hotel, the One Hotel. The Wailina Terrace and the One Kitchen. Just incredible food. Very expensive. Very, very, very expensive, but really worthwhile. And then I should give a shout out to Diane and her co-star, who is a Johnny Depp lookalike at Happy Talk on Monday nights. So there's a band that plays at Happy Talk on Monday nights called Bad Romance. And it's just walking distance from our house. So I go there every single time I'm in Kauai on a Monday. And they are incredible. Very high energy. And I wouldn't miss them. I'm going in the beginning of December, and I wouldn't miss them. We have dealt with a lot of realtors over our time in different jurisdictions. And, there are a lot of realtors who are not very bright. And there are a lot of realtors who are not particularly knowledgeable. We were interviewing and canvassing realtors on Kauai. The reason that we chose Annie was because she was so incredibly bright and knowledgeable about not only the island, but about the distinctions between the different areas on the island. She knew exactly what we were looking for. She was very knowledgeable about the zones and the legislation with respect to short-term rentals. And she was just so well-spoken and so intelligent. And that is the most important thing to us, is that we have somebody who we can trust and rely upon and who understands a somewhat complicated legal concept sometimes. And she got it all. We trusted her so much that we bought our house and we didn't even visit it. She saw it, and we trusted her recommendation and we bought the house sight unseen. And I can tell you, I wouldn't have trusted anybody else to give us that kind of a recommendation, but we completely trusted her. We bought it in December 2020 and we didn't go out till March of 2021. We bought it with a view to renovating it, which we've now done. I think the financing was a little bit tricky because we were dealing with Hawaii. It was a different ball of wax compared to California. And then we're Canadian and we're both self-employed, so our financial circumstances are a little bit unusual. So that took a very long time, but we were assisted by Annie through that process. And she stick handled dealing with the vendor really well and was able to get us the requisite extensions on certain dates and all of that so that we could make sure that we completed on the purchase. If somebody's interested in buying on Kauai, I would recommend that the potential purchaser visit the island. And what we did was we came to the island and we stayed on the west side out in Kikaha. We stayed in Poipu and we stayed in Princeville. And we stayed in vacation rentals in all three of those areas with a view to really getting a feel for those specific neighborhoods. So that we always do that though. We always go and stay where we're contemplating buying. So that's very important. Just so that you can get a feel for the neighborhood. And also I would hire Annie for sure and listen to her because, we had found this one house in particular that we both loved. We thought it was great. And she said, do not buy in that area. And now that I know the island, she was so right, but I didn't know that before. So we are grateful because we very well may have bought that property had we been dealing with a different realtor, and I would have significantly regretted that. I do not like people who are what I call beige in their answers. Annie wouldn't say, well, if that area suits you, she would just say, no, don't look there. No, don't go there. And she gives you clear advice. That's what we need. That's what, I'm a lawyer. I give people advice every day and I can be firm and sometimes they don't like to hear what I have to say. But most people who are outside of their realm of expertise are looking for advice from a professional. Well, as I said, she's very bright. She is knowledgeable. And she's super nice, obviously, but she was also really patient with us, which, that can be hard. We saw a lot of houses, and she drove us all over the place, and we were really grateful. And she's also been so incredibly generous with us following our purchase, because we've run into a couple of glitches with our short-term rental and we would call her and she would just do us a favor and handle something for us. She gave us recommendations for contractors when we did our renovation. She's assisted us when we've had some issues with some cleaners, making recommendations. On an ongoing basis, she's been a fantastic resource for us, which we've really appreciated because we're not there. We're in Canada and, we're a long ways away. I think she's great. I think she's an exceptional realtor, and I just want to support her because I think that people should know, how wonderful she is and how bright she is. And I would venture to guess that nobody's going to find themselves in a pickle if they're dealing with her, which is, that's different from what other people experience.